As global markets closely watch President Donald Trump's every move, another major event is unfolding, the SelectUSA Investment Summit. I'm here in Maryland near Washington, D.C., where the event is taking place at Gaylord National Resort and Convention Center. The aim of the event is to intensify Trump administration's effort to turn the United States into a global magnet for foreign direct investment.
What a time to invest in America. We are committed to helping you secure really incredible deals. We are fully committed to maintaining our position as the most powerful, dynamic, and resilient economy in the world. At the U.S. Department of Commerce, we are working to advance the Trump administration's priorities by bringing these new investments to fruition.
This year, a strong contingent of Indian companies have also made its presence felt, eager to explore opportunities and expand their footprint in the United States. Now, it is also important to note that India is in the top 3 of fastest growing sources of FDI for US, contributing $17,000 million as of 2023.
The goal here is really to just grow that trade between our two countries. President Trump and Prime Minister Modi talked about increasing U.S.-India bilateral trade to $500 billion per year by 2030. And we can't do that if we don't invest in each other's companies. And so just as American companies come to India and invest and start factories and businesses, we're looking to give these Indian entrepreneurs a chance to come to the United States and explore those possibilities here.
I want to understand that wanting to come to the to the US market in the light of the global economics and uncertainties and shifting trade policies, how do you think that you will prepare to navigate the risks that are associated with international expansion?
Yeah, so risk is an integral part of the business, right? So there would be risk in every geography. I think we have to expand our business globally. Part of it is US, part of it other geographies, in the globe. The way we evaluate risk is about understanding the market dynamics. And as the fundamental dynamics of the market is not changing, I believe the risks are fairly mitigated. We also believe that part of the risk mitigation is also not putting all the eggs into the same basket. So yes, we are very excited about the US market, but there are other markets also which we are developing.
The CIA has been advocating for Indian businesses to globalize and leverage international markets. Now help us understand that how does US expansion align with your broader goal of increasing India's global footprint?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Indian companies have been increasing their US business footprint across the country here. We've seen this expansion for many years. We, in fact, do a report on Indian companies in the US. It's called Indian Roots, American Soil, where we see 160 plus Indian companies have invested over $40 billion in the US economy over a period of several years, and also created 425,000 jobs.
Given the evolving US trade policies and geopolitical dynamics, how are you supporting Indian companies in mitigating risks and ensuring smooth market entry?
Yeah, so look, first of all, we're extremely positive about the negotiations that are going on between India and the US on the trade frameworks, and we hope that from an industry perspective, this will work out in mutual benefit. The way that Indian companies should be looking at the US market right now is through the states. The future is in the states. At the SelectUSA platform, you have almost all the US states represented here, and they will be the ones to guide you on their specific incentives, on their taxation, all of the setting up procedures, site selection, etc.
As Indian companies look to deepen their US presence, smooth visa access remains as critical as favorable trade policies. Questions are emerging around whether ongoing trade tensions could spill over into visa policy.
In terms of trade, I don't see it as being a major negative effect. In fact, I think that if Indian companies are more willing to open up businesses in the United States, that is going to satisfy the administration's goals in terms of trade policy, but they need visas to be able to run their companies here in the United States. So I think that if there is increased U.S. investment based on these trade policies from India, I think that will actually increase the amount of Indians that are applying for certain categories to be able to come work here in the United States.
Bilateral trade tensions between India and the U.S. are heating up. President Trump has reinstated tariffs on $7.6 billion worth of Indian steel and aluminium exports. India is hitting back, notifying the World Trade Organization of planned counter duties on U.S. products as per sources. The U.S. has also suspended additional 26% tariffs on India till 9th of July, keeping only the 10% baseline for now. India and U.S. aim to benefit from the 90-day pause in the imposition of tariffs. India seeks to narrow its tariff gap with the U.S. from 13% to under 4%, aiming to double trade to $500 billion by 2030. Key sectors like semiconductors, AI and biotech are in focus. What are some of the measures that you see could we potentially take, both nations could potentially take, to strengthen the India-US corridor?
So I think the key for both countries is to make it simple, easy, and affordable for businesses to invest and to start up and to grow, right? And so we have to keep regulations reasonable. We have to create favorable environments, business environment. There are trade talks going on, and I won't predict how those trade talks will come out. But if those trade talks are successful, we pull down tariffs that impose additional costs on businesses, but we also address some of those non-tariff barriers. And I think doing that allows business to flow and to reach consumers in both countries. And if we do that reciprocally with each country kind of being open to the other's investors, I think it's good for both countries. It's a real win-win.
The US government officials are currently tight-lipped about the situation as they're still figuring out the contours of the deal. But the general sense that I picked up has been a hope of both nations coming to a mutually beneficial agreement. With India Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal in the US to meet USTR Jamieson Greer, US Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick for negotiations, we'll have to wait and watch how these high-stakes discussions play out. In Washington, D.C., Aishwarya Anand for CNBC-TV18.
Make informed decisions with comprehensive analysis on the go.
Strengthen your portfolio with real-time market updates on the go. Create effective strategies with insightful expert opinions on the go.
Grow on the go with CNBC-TV18, now streaming live 24/7 on YouTube.
For more news and updates, all you need to do is follow CNBC-TV18 on all of our digital platforms.